World of YouTube, Tearful Sight here, going over some stuff from the Unsolved Worcester channel in Worcester with some very disturbing but interesting news. I wasn't gonna cover this for the simple fact that it's got to do with drugs and missing drug dealers, but the only reason why I am doing this is because of the simple fact that it's about a wonder why, and I'm about a wonder if this has got a lot to do with a lot of missing people, especially, the lower grades of life. And man, but then again, when money and power are mixed, you can just imagine what really lays beneath all of that hidden stuff. And there are two men that are missing back from 1982. These two men right here. Now, in some ways, you can see these faces. They look, pretty normal, but wow. These guys were probably one of the biggest kingpins in Worcester, or working for a kingpin. But they were distributing a lot of drugs. Now, I can just imagine why a lot of frickin' women or even men go missing, especially when it's drug-related. But these two men must have did something screwed up somewhere down the line. Let alone, there is a possibility, because one guy was facing jail time. I mean, they could have taken the money and run. Another great song, Steve Miller Band. Take the money and run. Down. Ooh. Anyways, in all seriousness, they could have taken some money themselves and, ditched this. But who knows, because they have pronounced them maybe as murdered. I mean, these people have made it, these two guys have made it to friggin' San Francisco Bay Area, delivering probably drugs. And they were on their way to Bangor, Maine, to collect $22,000, obviously in drug money. Literally, there was a man up there carried a gun, but once again, nothing was pursued on this. Nothing was investigated. The guy's house wasn't even searched where he lived. And supposedly he called one of the men's wives, mind you. These two guys had wives. One had a kid on the way, and I think the other one had a kid. This only goes to show you what kind of stupid, idiotic life they led. But, yeah. The guy called one of the wives and said, I said not in these words, but I want to say they were going to him to get that money payment, but it's like a fizzled, fade away story because of the simple fact the cops never pursued or did anything on it. I think the guy got arrested or something, but all in all, nothing was searched. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm for damn sure that, state troopers I think even the FBI and the CIA getting all on this, I would assume that they were just saying, oh, they made it up to this guy. Maybe he killed him, in Maine is known to be like 85 to 90% woods. So if you want to bury a body, what better place to go and bury it is in Maine. It's just like the ocean out there. You get something hung up out in the sea, out in the middle of the woods, you're not finding that. I mean, you could get lucky with the animals out there or, tearing up and a few bones scattered, but you're not finding nothing out deep in the woods. So with that being said, then this story and where it leads to on why I'm saying this could lead to a lot of missing people, let alone, people owing money for drugs. I mean, even these two guys were loaded, packing, right? And of course, when you're going to collect $22,000 on drugs, stuff like that, right, don't turn out to be pretty. But not only this, one of the guys is named Katz. Key figure in Katz's case is missing. It's Joyce, a guy named Joyce, John Joyce Jr., and Arnold Katz. So, but the cat's name, I mean, if you can read that, you can read it, but, as I'm speaking, but, yeah, Arnold Katz, go figure. And what makes this case more disturbing, more, why I wanted to cover this story is due to the fact of, crooked politics. Just like out there in Arkansas, Texarkana, and with your one-time President Bill Clinton being exposed in the late 70s as known as running and trafficking drugs. I guess that's all about the story of the Watchtower. I think that was, no, not the Watchtower. What the hell was it? Damn it, I forgot the book. But there's a book. I mean, I caught the attention of somebody down in Florida, and he's been on my channel ever since, but I never got a good conversation out of it, but he did inform me of stuff, and I just left it at that. But, the politic thing and knowing that there was the Tyree guy in Air, murder at Fort Devens, all due to politics, and it had something to do with Bill Clinton in that story, murder at Fort Devens. I'm sure, and I did look it up, and it is out there, and people have said it. But you're going to go show, and then you got that man running in your country. But this story, the mayor of Worcester at the time, this is his son doing this or running for this big kingpin man. These two guys, John and Arnold, were the two go guys, were, distributing all the goods and being the son of the mayor of the city of Worcester. I mean, one can imagine, right? Because he got caught one of the two got caught in San Francisco. I mean, you could check this video out if you want to get the full story, but I mean, you can pause and read that, and read this one, but there it is. The U.S. Attorney in San Francisco said in a telephone interview that Katz was being held last night, but would not comment on where he was or when he would be released. So, I mean, if they were going to indict this guy out here, February 5th this was, and throw the book at him out there, because, right, you're not a soiled member of this, state. You're just a piece of crap over here polluting their side. And I can honestly say when he did get free and did come back and then go into Maine, the officials say that they could have been walking into an ambush. They did persuade and push more to the ambush than these two guys fleeing the country or fleeing altogether because of the 30-year prison sentence that one of them was probably Katz, was gonna get 30 years in prison. And I could tell you right now, looking at their photos, they don't look like they were gonna be the type of men to sit there 30 years in prison. They didn't look, you know what? Tell you the truth, them two guys look like two goons. Because when you got hardcore, and I've met them, dealers, but they don't sit there and smile for their photos, all right? They don't look like this ordinary, average, dipsticking looking person here. I mean, these guys, the one on the right could look like he has a little attitude to him, but to me, this ain't what I used to see, ain't used to seeing. There's more hardcore people out there. You could assume, what a drug dealer looks like, but, they could look like every average day Joe, but some of them, to me, there are some that do look like, what the hell you doing this for? To knock you right on your frickin' ass type thing. These guys, right, I don't know, man. If you want to start reading that one, you could pause, but these two just don't remind me of a drug dealer that could possibly, keep order within their, deliverance. And that's what I think, that's why they got targeted. Is right. Now, fleeing the country, I don't know. There's the possibility, who knows, they could have, it wasn't even said if they got that money or not. But they had cash on them. But one of them did get caught with the cash on him. I think it was like $10,000 or something in that high rate. But all in all, in the thoughts, theories, and ideas I get from this, it's just insane to think what these guys, right, they were packing heat. Anybody could shoot a gun, but how many people that have been taken out? They don't look like natural born killers, but hey, if they did go around blasting people because they owe money, or let alone taking care of people that were going to rat somebody out, or, if that's one of them type things they were doing, or they were just, all in all, just delivering the goods. It's tough to say, but one could imagine that if they had someone that came in on the side, though, this one's going to rat us out, or this one, and then have that person take care of the business. The business they won't take care of. It's just a crazy thought, theory, idea. That's all you get on this channel, but just to think the mayor's son, and that, who knows if he resigned after this getting public, because of course it's a big story being covered, but you would think these idiots would stop doing what they're doing, knowing that they're being indicted, or charged criminally. And right, when you got this stuff coming out in the newspaper, you don't think one's gonna say, oh, we gotta go get that $22,000. So it can make you spawn off to a bunch of different ways in the story. But the two main ones, yeah, right, were they going to pick up $22,000? Or did they jet out of here so they wouldn't do jail time. Because, right, they didn't look like the type that would be able to handle 30 years in frickin' jail. And then again, I could be wrong. But, whatever. You gotta put your mind to this. But the only reason why I wanted to do this video is because, right, we have a frickin' mayor of a city. His city and his son is the reason why this city is filled with, rotten crap roaming the streets. And that's like, wow. Just never know what's gonna hit out there with the politics. Being involved in all the crookedness. And I just wanted to share this video for that main purpose. These idiots one had a kid, the baby came along later on. Here's a kid that has no father. The other one, I think he had kids. But there they are, growing up with no father. If he didn't, well, he had a wife. They both had wives. And it's like, wow. Hope it was worth it. So, but just the even mere fact that, this public figure, this mayor, the one that's supposed to keep your city safe, and his own son's causing havoc, ruckus, dealing. It's not shocking, it's not surprising, but it just makes you think, right, what really went on back in them days, man, that just make you think, Because there's a lot of missing persons out there in Worcester. And they're everywhere, but the more and more I get off of this Unsolved Worcester, and these are these cases, I swear to God, man. And I've been looking through hundreds of missing persons. I could have, topped off thousands by now, but these cases, I swear, right, never seen, never came up. So if they're just, and I can see why, because stuff like this, you don't want that roaming around, or let alone the cases that they think that are not going to get solved. They'll just put it aside, even though it's an open investigation, but crazy shit. Just makes you think, though, what could be running your town today, let alone your country? Bill Clinton? Oh, let's say that. Excuse me. But anyways, in all seriousness, there's a lot of crooked friggin' presidents out there as well, along with mayors, governors. If you take the time and search stuff like this, maybe if it ain't been deleted, paid off type thing, get rid of it. I'm sure you'll find a lot of disturbing stuff. But the 70s and 80s, boy, were sometimes, there were a lot of good times that came out of them years. Unlike today. But, it's just getting crazier and crazier out there. And just to think how many more cases could be related to this of a missing person. Because they saw something, gonna say something, expose something. But all in all, be safe. Take care. Always beware. But how crazy is that? And you can read it right there it is. Son of the Worcester Mayor, Israel Katz. Like I said, I wasn't going to do nothing on this, but just because of that reason right there, man, it all spawns off what more crooked stuff. And it's about to wonder why there's some cases that, the investigation team. What case? That other person ain't missing or gonna cover something up. Never heard of that. No comment. No comment. Yeah. It only goes to show about like other cases of today. What could be set into that. Like the Delphi murders. Huh? Could there be some type of good guy supposedly in there? What I've been saying all along? Yeah, the good guys trying to... I get it, they're trying to clean up their town out there, but they obviously did something wrong. Now they're trying to cover that up. It's March. Also, I gotta look up, see what's came out of that case so far. But other than that, the crooked world we live in, folks. Till that next video, I'm gonna check something. Alrighty. Out.